This is the Neo robot. It's designed by a company called 1X Technology. Their idea to build the world's first consumer-ready humanoid robot. You know, like your Roomba, the thing that clears your house and washes everything? Yeah. If it could also judge your life choices, that would be interesting. But this thing walks, talks, it tidies, it folds laundry, it stares you with those lifeless eyes while you scroll to Instagram for the 200th time. Apparently is marketed as the future of home life. Your personal assistant, sort of. Your butler, your mechanical friend. It depends what name you want to give it to him. Eugh. But if there's one thing tech history has taught us, is that every time a company says this will change your life, well, what they actually mean is this will change probably your Wi-Fi plan. So let's talk about Neo. What it is, why did it even exist in the first place, and I also have a brilliant idea about the million ways this could go beautifully wrong. Neo was born out of a dream, or more accurately, a PowerPoint presentation with the word innovation on every slide presented to a board. 1X Technologies, the company behind this project, started in Norway. Now, this sits comfortably in Silicon Valley, because of course it does. Their goal to create a safe, intelligent, and humanoid robot for everyday life. That sounds nice. When you say safe and intelligent, I'm immediately thinking of a 5'6" synthetic roommate with cameras for eyes and Wi-Fi access to everything I own. Yeah, the idea is simple enough. You come home from work, you're exhausted over it, and Neo greets you. It can tidy up, hold your clothes, maybe even help set the table. It's quiet, it's smooth, it's polite. Now, this is the kind of roommate that I want. He never eats your snacks, but will absolutely know how many you've eaten, so it's judging you. Neo runs on an AI model that lets it learn routines. It's gonna recognize objects, and it will adapt to you and your schedule or your needs. This sounds very nice until you realize that this means actually that it's watching you. And this is powered by an internal AI brain called Redwood, which frankly sounds like the name of a secret military drone, not a home assistant. But that's just me. But the point is, it works. It can walk, lift, fold, sort, clean, and even respond to voice commands. It's the Jetsons dream pretty much. Only instead of living in space, you're actually living in a 2-bedroom flat with a robot that costs more than your car. Now here's the part where the marketing sparkle fades. While the video shows Neo elegantly folding shirts, what they don't show us is that half the time it's being remote controlled by a human somewhere else. So there is actually a person, they're probably going to be in India somewhere, controlling its movements. That's right. Some early models of Neo were guided by real people that were sitting behind screens. They were watching through its cameras and steering it like a glorified video game. So if you're planning to walk around your house in your underwear, congratulations, you might have an audience. In one demo, the robot shook, froze, and actually collapsed into the founder's arms mid-presentation. The company, though, however, it swears it will do better in the final version. It's going to be quieter, safer, and actually fully independent. But right now, it's less robot butler and more in internal trial shift. That's how it looks to me. It can technically do your chores, but only if your definition of chores include occasionally catching fire. That's how it looks. And then you have the price tag, $20,000. Plus a monthly subscription, of course, because apparently in the future, you don't own your robot. You just rent your dependents. They call it robotics as a service, which, if you say that fast enough, sounds like satire. Let's assume the tech works. Let's assume that Neo becomes good at what it does. But what happens next? Let's just say you stop folding laundry. You stop tidying up. You stop doing the boring human stuff that fills the silence between your morning coffee and your nightly doom scroll because you're tired after work or whatever. And suddenly, you're going to have a robot that's going to be doing all of it. It's silently, perfectly, and even without one complaint. At first, that sounds a bit like paradise, until you realize how much of your identity was built around the mundane. When machines will start taking care of small things, you just don't lose chores anymore. You're going to lose your habits, maybe your rituals, even the mild irritation that makes life life. And let's be real for a moment, this isn't just about convenience. This looks more like it's about surveillance. Because you can't have a humanoid robot walking around your house without cameras, of course. It's gonna have microphones and of course data collection, since it wants to learn your patterns. So now that you wanted less stress, you just invited a camera with legs to watch it 24/7. And then you got the social angle. Who's gonna get these robots first? The rich people. Obviously. Who do you think, me or you? No, mate. So imagine that we're slowly building a future where the wealthy live in spotless homes that are attended by robots, and the rest of us are just watching TikToks about it. Or, I don't know, they probably call this progress, but it sounds really just another luxury type of laziness. I mean, I get the points, but no. And imagine that the real question isn't can we build a humanoid robots, is should we? Because we're crossing into a weird phase of humanity currently, where our loneliness or our exhaustion or our time poverty are being solved not by community, not by balance, but just by automation. You're not getting your time back. Trust me, you're never gonna get it back. You're just outsourcing it to a machine. And sure, Neo might fold your shirts, but he won't understand why you left out a hoodie unwashed for weeks because it smells like your ex. It's not gonna get that. He won't understand why you clean your flat at 2 a.m. when you're stressed, or why you rearrange your shelves when you're anxious. He'll just optimize. And maybe that's the saddest part. He'll make your life easier, but it's definitely going to be emptier too. Because Neo isn't replacing just your chores, it's actually replacing your participation in your own life. I mean, if you like the idea, yes, okay. It looks very sleek, comes in different colors, it's smart, it's genuinely groundbreaking technology. But it's also the start of something much stranger that I'm afraid that I don't like how it sounds, it looks, whatever. A world where you need to imagine you pay thousands to never touch your own stuff. Imagine your house that you're never gonna touch, where you're gonna let machines learn your routines so you don't have to. Where we'll call it the future, but it feels more like an upgrade for people who run out of meaning. The company, says Neo, is apparently built to free people from the burden of repetitive tasks or whatever, but I can't help thinking that if we automate everything boring, what's left to make us human? People that we are. Anyway, that's Neo, a robot for your home, but what could possibly go wrong?
Stop! What are you doing? That's my mirror. What are you doing? Stop! Stop! One of your units just ran into my mirror and is causing damage. I'm a little worried. All right, come on, stand up. Whoa! Oh my god. Ooh. I need you to cook me a meal. I need protein. It needs to be healthy. It's a gas stove. Be careful. You see yourself? That's a mirror. Yeah. You stupid idiot. All right, cook a meal.